What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, from Gaming Legit, bringing you one of my absolute favorite game variants to play. As you can tell, I'm on a massive trend compared to other people of posting objective gameplays. It's so weird. I'm going to talk about the sickness that is like the addiction of trying to get high kill death ratios and focusing away from the objective games because people hate dying. And it's some weird sick. It is. It's literally like a sickness. It's something that you gotta mentally get yourself out of. And I'm gonna touch into that and get into that a little bit later on the commentary. The first thing I want to talk about. Well, actually, you know, first off, let me explain why this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite games. First off, is the map. I love Array. It's one of my favorite maps because it has such a nice blend of open space and the inverse of that, and it has buildings and rooms and hallways and objects to move around. It's just such a smart map. There's no clear advantage to one side of the map versus the other. There are points where people like to go, like in the center of the Array. I don't actually go into that building too much. And Capture the Flag. It's one of my favorite objective games because you have to escort someone that takes a flag, and there's this weird intense I don't even know, intense action, intense drama, intense time where you grab the flag and you're running it back to capture it and you're trying to defend him, or you have the flag and you're trying to make it all the way back and you're getting closer and closer and you hope that someone doesn't shoot you, and then someone hits you and you're getting close to the flag and you manage to get away, and it's just intense. It's one of the best game variants. It's not like a demolition game or a domination game. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy those games, but you basically sit on a point, wait for it the time to elapse, and then that's it. But this, you're actually escorting an item and you're trying to get it all the way back to your base. It's just so much more intense than the other game variants. Search and Destroy is kind of intense, I guess, because you only have one life, but that game plays way too slow for me. I know people, you know, are going to, you know, get on me possibly and get all mad because, you know, I'm hitting on their game, Search and Destroy, but that game is super campy. There is no denying that. You only have one life. You're not going to be sprinting around like a madman, and because of that, it's super campy. It gets really annoying. Plays way too slow. Capture Flag, non-stop movement generally, ton of strategy that comes into play, ton of teamwork and communication involved. You got to defend, and you got to be able to at the same time capture an enemy's flag and escort it back to your base. Best game variant ever. I absolutely love this. I mean, as a kid you played Capture the Flag, you know, regardless of it being on a video game, so it's just such a great like inclusion into a game, and Black Ops just encompasses it perfectly because of how objective this game is. Outside of that, the other thing I want to talk about right off the start is the theater. Now, I am recording this in theater, and if you haven't noticed yet, it appears in this video, in this recording, that my shots are completely off target and that I'm getting actual registration for it. Now, before I even mentioned about theater, I asked some of my other fellow YouTube commentators, how'd you feel about the theater system? Do you think it's like legit or what? And their initial comment before I even said anything was, yeah, the only problem with it is that it records a little bit behind the pace of what actually happens on your screen. This means that on the screen, what you're seeing is me shoot, like if someone's running across the screen and I'm shooting at him, on my television, my iron sights are right on that guy's chest as I'm shooting at him as he's running across my screen. But in theater mode, it records me shooting behind him and getting registration ticks. And that is super annoying, and I don't understand why that happens. The only thing I can think of is that the theater is recorded on the host connection, and so if you're not the host, then the theater mode is going to give a totally, like, it's actually going to give you the honest recording of what actually is going on in the game. That's what I'm assuming. I'm not 100% clear on this. But it's something that's super aggravating. I'm not going to use the theater system again. I'm going to record all my games straight off of my HD PVR. I'm not going to mess with the theater system. Yeah, it's convenient. It makes it easier, but it's not accurate. And that's really frustrating. It drives me absolutely insane. You'd think if you're going to be copying something from Bungie that you'd make it like 100% legit and refine stuff that maybe needs to be refined. You're not going to copy it over and then actually have it not or be actually a little bit worse than Halo's version. I don't know, it's kind of baffling to me, but either way, it's the first inclusion of the theater system in the Call of Duty game, so I guess I can't get too mad about it. The other thing I want to talk about is that, you know, one thing that bugged me in the Halo theater system is that at the end of the game, if you record it in theater, it does not show the scoreboards at the end of the game. It does not show you, like, collect your credits or your experience, and then shows your dude sitting there, and then it shows your stats, your kill death ratio, your captures, you know, your melee kills, all that kind of stuff. And in this game, it would show your captures, your defends, your deaths, your medals, like the best, you know, you got 4 captures, so you got, you know, a medal for 4 captures. It doesn't show that at the end of the recording. Why not? That's absolutely insane. I don't understand why it does that. Like, that's something we want to see. If we want to show off a good game, you know, I have to literally sit here and count every single one of my deaths and every single one of my kills, every single one of my captures, and every single one of my defense if I accurately want to show it to you guys on YouTube. It's ridiculous. Why not record the ending stats? So it makes it so much easier. I don't understand why they didn't do that. That was like a problem I had with Halos, the Bungie. The stats are very, very important in games. Everybody wants to see the stats. Pretty crazy. There's something else I want to talk about in the theater system that was kind of annoying me. I can't remember off the top of my head though. Oh, the other thing. I wanted to show you guys and break down strats based on the kill cams that you get while you're waiting after a death. And this is something that's super important. I really wanted to show you guys and illustrate this to you, because when you die and capture the flag, typically you might have a 13-second or 7-second respawn time. It varies sometimes. I don't know why it varies. It's like if you perform really, really well, sometimes you'll have like a shorter kill cam, it seems. I don't know. And then other times it's longer. Maybe it's just I have a mixed perception. Actually, it is consistently like 13 seconds long. I have no idea. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to is when you're in that, when you die, you have the ability to tab through your teammates' first-person view, and so you can see where your teammates are. And this is awesome. It's such a nice thing. It's been in the Call of Duty games, I know that, but I haven't really touched on it as far as strategy goes, and I don't know why I haven't. Because it's something that it's definitely going to better your guys' game, especially if there's limited communication going on. Because while you're waiting on the deaths, you can scroll through your teammates, and you go through every single one of them. You can see where they're positioned, what they're doing, what they're seeing on their screen. If they see an enemy like cooped up in some corner that they don't see, or if you know that something's going on and you want to call it out to your teammates, you can scroll through your teammates and see who the closest person is, and literally go, hey, I can see your screen, turn to the left, there's a guy running over there, and you can call him by their name because the name shows up in the kill cam. But in theater system, all it records is me lying dead on the ground. It doesn't record what's actually going on my screen, which again references that I think this game records like on the main host's view. It records everybody off of like the main host, or it records as a 13th person in the game. I have no idea, but it doesn't directly record what happens directly on your screen. I know this for a fact because I also have had like 2 other friends complain about like stuff that goes on in the game, and they go back in theater to double check, just like you would do in Halo. And an RPG kill that he thought should have been a double kill that he didn't even get a kill for, it goes back in theater, and in theater it shows him not even shooting an RPG. See, like right there, it shows me shooting way behind the guy. So this is not the actual thing that's happening on the screen. It's kind of frustrating. It frustrates me personally because this is such a great game, and I really wanted to show this game to you guys because I had so much fun during this. But again, I'm not going to use the theater. For those of you that don't have a HD PVR and, you know, a means of recording, this is still an excellent tool. It's so nice to be able to show it off. It might get still kind of frustrating because it's going to make you look like a douchebag at times, completely missing guys, when in actuality on your TV you're not. But either way, what can you do? Other things I want to touch about, and this is going to kind of carry into part 2 of this Capture the Flag game. If you haven't noticed, we haven't switched sides yet. The other game, this is actually a 20-minute Capture the Flag game. Awesome. This is like a Battlefield Bad Company 2 game when a game lasts this long. Absolutely awesome, but Call of Duty style. So I'm going to be going into game battles. I'm starting up with a couple of my YouTube commentator amigos. I'm going to put their channels in the description of this video. Great guys, really fun, classy. So go ahead and check out their videos. They're fairly new to the YouTube. They're doing good. They have potential. They're a small channel like me and growing. They've always given me support, and so God bless them, and please check out their channels. You know, you got to help out the smaller guys. Not everybody's going to get machinima to ride you up to the top. But again, like I said, it looks like I'm running low on this time for this video, so I'll get in what I can. But game battles, I'm going in with these guys. I'm going to be playing around. Hopefully, I can get some footage for you. I'm going to try to get into the MLG variants of the gameplay, and I want to break down what MLG variants mean. First off, this means you're not going to have kill streaks. I do not want to have kill streaks. Also, you will not have equipment, and that completely changes how the perks are going to be used in your game. So I want to talk about that and prestige mode in the upcoming CTF game. It's following this one. It's the other half. God bless, love you guys, and I'll see you in upcoming vids.